So I'm going to discuss with you about online quiz web application. This is one final application that can be developed using this React JavaScript. So different types of application can be developed using this React.js. So this is one final application that can be developed using this React JavaScript. If you are interested, you can go to InstaMojo and you can register for React.js internship program, React.js 1. This is the coupon code. Once you register for the internship, you will be getting access to the PPTs, the recorded videos, the project files, how the projects are being developed. You will be gaining more practical knowledge. Once you attend this masterclass for 25 days, you will be receiving a free webinar certificate. And the internship users, they will be receiving an internship certificate as well as a participation certificate. If you are interested, you can go to InstaMojo and you can register for React.js internship program, React.js 1. This is the coupon code. Once you register for the internship, you will be getting access to the PPTs, the recorded videos, the project files, how the projects are being developed. You will be gaining more practical knowledge. Once you attend this masterclass for 25 days, you will be receiving a free webinar certificate. And the internship users, they will be receiving an internship certificate as well as a participation certificate. Alright. So once you are going to attend this 30 days masterclass, firstly I just gave you some introduction to Java. What do you mean by classes and objects? I discussed with you about different types of OOPS concept. What do you mean by inheritance, overloading, abstract class, interface, encapsulation, wrapper class? And then I gave you some introduction to JavaScript. I gave you some brief overview about JavaScript. What do you mean by variables, operators, looping statements, functions, dialog boxes? And then I started with HTML. What do you mean by hypertext markup language? What are all the different types of tags and attributes available in HTML? So I was discussing with you about colors, form tags, form elements, input types. And then I gave you some introduction to React.js, React JavaScript. So React.js is nothing but a mix of JavaScript and HTML. So I was discussing with you about the differences between React.js and AngularJS. So what do you mean by components? Whenever I'm going to consider or construct or build any kind of React.js application, components are the major building blocks. They are the heart or the core of any kind of React.js application. So I was discussing with you about properties, validation, component API, lifecycle, forms, list keys, reference fragments. And finally, I will be discussing how to develop some full stack web applications or websites using React JavaScript. Clear with this? So today, so far I discussed with you about different types of applications. So what are all the different types of applications that can be developed using this React.js? So I was discussing a weather application can be developed, or still what are all the other type of applications? An e-commerce, planned e-commerce, e-bookstore management system. So all these are the different types of applications that can be developed using this React JavaScript. So today I'm going to discuss with you about one final application, how a quiz web application it can be built using this React.js. So it can be, this is one more important web application, how it can be developed using the context API. This project is developed to overcome the time-consuming problem of manual system. So why we have to go for different types of applications? So everything is becoming online. As I was telling you, right? So internet. So everything is becoming online. So nowadays people started using everything. For example, there is an online website in order to do any kind of activity. Whether it can be a banking management system or hospital management system, restaurant management system. So in order to do any kind of activity, so there is an online transaction. So everything is becoming online. Clear with this? So I'm going to discuss with you about this, that is quiz application. So whenever you consider the manual system, for example, whenever a person has to set the questionnaire answer sheet after taking the test, it is going to waste the examiner's time. So why we have to develop some applications? So everything is becoming online. So it is one important application developed using this React JavaScript. So this application will check the correct answer. So whenever I'm going to generate some questionnaire, and it is going to save the examiner's time and carry the examination in an effective manner. Clear with this? So why we have to go for different types of applications? What is the main reason? So today React JavaScript, this is one emerging technology in today's world. So I'm going to use the JavaScript library. One, the method is context API. So state management, I'm going to get the data. So I'm just giving you a brief overview what we are going to do in this project. So you can imagine any type of quiz applications. So I'm giving you different types of project ideas. What are the different types of projects that can be developed using this React JavaScript? So it's going to waste the examiner's time. Clear with this? So this application will check the correct answer and it is going to save the examiner's time and carry the examination in an effective manner. Clear with this? So I'm going to use different, as I was telling you, right, whenever I'm going to consider or build any kind of React.js application, components or the major building blocks. They are the heart or the core of any kind of React.js application. Clear with this? So whenever I'm going to consider or construct any kind of React.js application, so components or the major building blocks. They are the heart or the core of any kind of React.js application. And states. So what is the use of states? They provide some information or data about my component. Clear with this? So currently in the existing system, what is happening? So it's going to remove the source confusion issue. So connection to database for better storage of data. So whenever I want to connect to the database, so better backend management, I'm going to decrease the error during the runtime. So what is the use? Currently in the existing system, what is happening? So when compared to the existing system, why I have to go for the proposed system? So you can consider any type of application. For example, a quiz application or a resume builder, weather application. So what is happening? You can consider any type of quiz. So how the people they are conducting the quiz. So they will generate some questionnaire. So based on the questions, they will be preparing some answers. Clear with this? So what is happening in the existing system? So in order to overcome the disadvantages, why I have to go for this proposed model of the system? So why I am developing the quiz application by using this React JavaScript? So when compared to the existing system, why I need to go for this proposed model? So whenever the examiners, they are going to punch the multiple choice questions online. So whenever they need to prepare some questions, MCQ questions, so they have to punch the multiple choice questions online. So they should be able the users to solve the questions online. So examiners can manage the information regarding the exam. So correct answers will be evaluated by the system and users can see their result after submitting the test. Clear with this? So what is happening in the proposed model of the system? So there will be a multiple choice questions. So it will be published online. So the users should be able to solve the questions online. The examiners can manage the information regarding the exam. So when they need to take up the exam, so correct answers will be evaluated by the system. Users can see their result after submitting the test. So everything is becoming online. So this is what is happening in the proposed model of the system. So what is happening in the proposed system? So everything is automated. So automatically the users should be able to solve the questions. Examiners can manage the information regarding the exam. Correct answers will be evaluated and users can see their result after submitting the test. So this is what is happening in the proposed model of the system. Clear with this when compared to the existing system? So why I need to go for the proposed system? So what are the different things that are happening? Firstly, you should understand. So what we are doing, going to do in this project, and then I'm going to explain you. So what are the different .js files that are present in this project and how I'm going to execute the project and I'm going to get the relevant results. So when you look at the system architecture, so this is how my system architecture diagram looks like. All these are the different blocks that are present in the system architecture. So there will be a user block and he is going to display the questions. So what are the different types of questions? And then display the result. Clear with this? So there will be an admin person. So whenever there is some questions displayed, so the results will be displayed. So he need to submit the answers and the results will be displayed. And there will be an admin person, so he can add some questions, he can get the questions. Clear with this? So there will be a web server part, so he can just get the questions, he can insert question and correct the answers, get the questions from the database. So how this model works? So what is the role of an admin? So he can just prepare the questionnaire, he can add users or remove users. Clear with this? So there will be an user person. So all these are the different blocks that are present in the system architecture. So what are the different blocks that are present in the system architecture? So there will be a user block. He is going to display the questions and then he will be getting the corresponding results here. So admin person, he can just add the question, and web server. There will be a web server. So I'm going to get the questions from the web server. So insert question and correct the answer. So from the database, I'm going to get the questions from the database. Clear with this? So what are the different blocks? So how this application, so how it is being developed by using this React JavaScript. So what are the different blocks? All these are the different blocks that are present in the system architecture diagram. So an admin person, he can just add the questions to the web server and the display question module. So I'm going to get the question from the web server. He can insert question and correct the answer and get questions from the database. So all these are the different things that are happening here. So you are clear with the system architecture diagram. So how this flow, how it happens. So whenever a user, he is going to come in, so he is going to display the questions and he is going to display the results. So web server modules, an admin person, he can just add the question to the server and I'm going to get the questions from the server, web server. So he can insert questions and correct the answer and get the questions from the database. Clear with this? So all these are the different blocks that are present in the system architecture diagram. So whenever I'm going to consider the system architecture diagram, all these are the different blocks that are present in the system architecture diagram. Clear with this? When you consider the use case diagram, so you can see here. So who are all the different users and what is the role of different types of users? So there will be a student, he can log in. For example, he can just log in and he can check the credentials. So there will be a register user and check credentials. So he can play the quiz, task, performance and display the score. There will be a web server and there will be a student here. So what are the different blocks that are present here? So login user, he can check the credentials, register. If he is a new user, he can register and check the credentials. And he's going to play the quiz, task, performance and then display score. Clear with this? So what are the different things that are present in the use case diagram? So what is the role of a student and what is the role of a web server? So what do you mean by use case diagram? So who are all the different users that are present in this project, and what are all their different roles? So a person can play the quiz, so a task performance, and then he's going to display the score. Clear with this? So what are all the different modules? So I'm just discussing about this project use case diagram. So firstly, you should understand. So if he is already registered student, he can log into the module and he can just play the quiz. Or if he is a new user, so he's going to register and then he's going to play the quiz, task, performance, and then display score. So what are all the different hardware and software requirements that are essential to do this project? So I require Windows operating system, and I require this Firebase database, and I can go for different types of web browsers: Chrome, Firefox, Safari, Edge. So all these are the software requirements in order to do this project, and the hardware requirements. 1 minute. And the hardware requirements, I require 4 GB RAM memory capacity and 250 GB hard disk. So all these are the different hardware and software requirements that are essential to do this web application. So next I'm going to discuss with you about the implementation of this project. So this is my quiz application, and inside my source folder, so I have different .js files. So I have this app.js, I have this index.js. So what is present inside my app.js? So whenever I'm going to develop any kind of project, as I was telling you, right? So firstly, I need to import the corresponding modules from React. For example, I require this React and useState from React. Clear with this? So whenever I'm going to develop any kind of React.js application, so I need to import the corresponding modules from React. So I'm importing this React and useState. So what is the use of this useState component or hook? So whenever I need some states about my functional components, I can go for React hooks. So I'm importing this React and useState from React. And whenever I want to define any user-defined function, I need to use the function keyword followed by the name of the function. So I'm defining a function called app function, and inside this, whenever I want to display some questions, I'm displaying some questions. So it is prepended by this constant. So I'm just giving here as questions. And question text. So whatever is the question text, I'm just giving here. For example, so everything I'm storing them as JSON format. Question text, what is the capital of France? And what are the corresponding answer options here? For example, I'm having this answer text: New York, London, Paris, Dublin. So all these are the different question text and answer options. Clear with this? For example, I'm having this is correct. So I'm using this Boolean property to true or false. Clear with this? So how I am developing this application? So for example, I'm just having this question text. Whatever is the question text, what is the capital of France? I'm having this answer options. So what are the different answer text? For example, all these are the different answers. So whenever I'm going to develop any quiz application, so I should have the corresponding questions and answers. So and then I'm having this question text. Who is the CEO of Tesla? I'm having the answer options. For example, I'm having here as answer text is correct. For example, I'm going for different answer text. So next I'm having one more question text. The iPhone was created by which company? So I'm having the corresponding answer options. So iPhone was developed by Apple, Intel, Amazon, Microsoft. And I'm having one more question text. How many Harry Potter books are there? So what are the different questions that should be displayed? I am developing this application using this React JavaScript. So current question. So I am giving useState of 0. Show score. So whenever I want to set some current question, so I am just giving here as set current question. And show score option. So whenever I want to show any score, so I am just giving here as set show score. And set score option. So whenever I want to set any score, so I'm just giving here as set score. So what is the use of different types of hooks? So whenever I want to provide some state about my functional components, I can go for this hooks concept. Clear with this? So I'm just giving here as handle answer option click. So is correct. If is correct, so I'm getting the score. I'm going for the set score plus 1. So I'm going for the next question, current question plus 1. So if next question is less than questions dot length, I am giving here set current question as next question. Clear with this? Else I am showing here set show score. I am just initializing this to true. So if there is some questions, I am going to pick up each and every question. So set current question. So whatever is the next question, I am going to display here. Show score. So once it is true, so whatever is the class name, so you have scored this out of this question's length. So your score will be displayed. So whenever I want to develop, so whatever type of HTML coding I want to write, so everything should be written inside my app.js file. And again, I am coming in here. So I am having this div tag class name attribute. So what is the use of attributes? They provide some additional information about my tag elements. So whatever type of tag elements I am using, so what is the use of attributes? They provide some additional information about my tag elements. So class name equal to question count. For example, I'm having this span tag. So div class name equal to question text. Whenever I'm having this question count or question text, I'm giving here. And current question dot answer options dot map off. So I'm just mapping the corresponding options, answer options. And I'm going for this on click event. So I can go for, when I was discussing with you about JavaScript, so I was discussing with you about different types of events available in JavaScript. So I'm handle answer option check on click. Clear with this? So how I'm developing my web page, so I'm displaying the questions. So everything should be written inside my app.js file. So clear with this, so you scored this out of this and I'm having this button tag. So whenever I'm going to consider any type of language, that is hypertext markup language, everything is based on tags and attributes. So I can go for different types of attributes. I'm going for this on click event. So whenever I'm going to click something, so I'm just giving here as handle answer option click. So for example, I'm having here as answer option dot is correct. So if correct is greater than answer text, so I'm just giving here. So next I'm having this index.css file. So whatever type of styling elements I want to add, so everything should be included in my index.css file. So inside my body, so whenever I want to add something, so I'm having the margin, I'm giving here as 0. And font family I'm giving here. So whatever is the font family, I'm giving the corresponding font family here. So what are the different types of fonts? Clear with this? And color, whatever is the color, and inside my body, so I'm just mentioning here as background color and display, justify content, minimum height. So inside my application, I'm giving the background color width. So border radius, padding, justify content, score section. Clear with this? So whatever answer section I'm having button, so correct answer, wrong answer. And inside my index.js file, so whenever I want to render something, so whenever I want to develop any kind of React.js application, I need to import the corresponding modules from React. So I'm importing this React from React. And then I'm importing this React DOM from React DOM. And using this React DOM dot render function. So whichever inbuilt functions I have to call, using this React DOM, using dot operator, I'm just calling this render function. Clear with this? So how I'm developing this, and all my project configurations will be present in my package.json file. So whenever I'm going to develop any kind of React.js application, all my project configurations will be present inside my package.json file. So inside my package.json file, so I'm having all these things. So whatever is the name, I'm having quiz app starter, React scripts, whatever is the version, React DOM. Clear with this? So all my project configurations are present, and after making all these changes, so if I want to run this application, first you give the command as npm space install. So after installing the corresponding libraries, what are all the different modules that are required for my project? So finally, I'm just going to run this application. So it is going to take some time. So it is going to take some time. So once all my React scripts are started, so I'm just giving the command as npm space start. So for example, what is the capital of France? I'm giving here as Paris. Who is the CEO of Tesla? So whatever answer, iPhone was created by Apple, and how many Harry Potter books, I'm giving here as 7. So finally, I'm getting the score here. Clear with this? So how this is one simple application that can be developed using this React JavaScript. Clear with this? So inside my app.js, you can see quiz application master. So whenever I want to write anything, so inside my quiz app master, I'm having this final, and then I'm coming for this source folder. So inside this, I'm having this app.js. All my .js files are present here. So inside my app.js, you can see here whatever questions and answers should be displayed. So everything is written inside my app.js file. Clear with this? So I am displaying the question text, and whatever is the answer options, I am giving the corresponding answer options here. So I am showing whatever is the set current question, I am giving here as next question. For example, if it is less than questions dot length, so I am giving here as set current question. So next question, whatever is the question, so current question +1. So I'm just fixing the next question, and I'm saying here as set show score. And then I'm having this index.js file and index.css. Whenever I want to add any kind of cascaded style sheet, so once I'm going to begin my application, so I'm just giving the command as npm space start. So it is loading. You can just see here what is the capital of France, Bill Gates. Who is the CEO of Tesla? So you can see what are the different questions I'm giving here as Elon Musk. So iPhone was created by Apple. On how many Harry Potter books are there, I'm giving here as 7. So with this, I'm just stopping this video. If you are interested, you can go to InstaMojo and you can register for React.js internship program, React.js 1. This is the coupon code. Once you register for the internship, You will be getting access to the PPTs, the recorded videos, the project files, how the projects are being developed. You will be gaining more practical knowledge. Once you attend this masterclass for 25 days, you will be receiving a free webinar certificate, and the internship users, they will be receiving an internship certificate as well as a participation certificate. If you are interested, you can go to InstaMojo and you can register for React.js internship program, React.js 1. This is the coupon code. Once you register for the internship, you will be getting access to the PPTs, the recorded videos, the project files, how the projects are being developed. You will be gaining more practical knowledge. Once you attend this masterclass for 25 days, you will be receiving a free webinar certificate, and the internship users, they will be receiving an internship certificate as well as a participation certificate. So what we are going to see in this 30 days masterclass. So firstly, I gave you some introduction to Java, and then I started with JavaScript. What do you mean by operators, dialog boxes, events? And I gave you some introduction to HTML. What do you mean by hypertext markup language? What are the different types of tags and attributes available in HTML? And then I gave you some introduction to React JavaScript. What are the features, difference between React.js and AngularJS? And finally, I will be discussing how to develop some full stack websites using React JavaScript. So with this, I am just stopping this video. I hope I am clear with my topics. If you have any queries, you can post your queries in the comment section. Thank you all.